So I'm at the Loves in Ormond Beach, Florida, and I was supposed to pick up a load this morning. That was a 53-foot trailer, and they said it had electric brakes. Told the guy, okay, I got a pigtail that'll hook up to electric brakes and I should be good. Because I pulled that that pizza trailer and God, what was that? That was a new bunkhouse that had electric brakes. That was they wanted a pickup truck to pull it, but it had a fifth wheel hookup, so I pulled it down to that fair show in Tampa. So I get there this morning, I'm talking to the kid. The guy's like, oh, you can't get it until 11 o'clock. It was supposed to go out tomorrow. Then a guy says, you can pick it up at 8 o'clock in the morning. He texted me last night. I'm like, okay, cool. So I get over there at 8. Well, before 8, I was over there about 7:30. Slid my fifth wheel, and some kid comes up to me. He's talking to me, and he says, you know, if you need anything, let me know, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like curious about the hookup, and I go and track him down, and we go and look at it, and it's a regular pigtail hookup for a semi-trailer. So I'm sitting here, and I'm like, well, how is this supposed to work with you know, electric brakes on it? And they're like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, these tires look decent. He says, yeah, somebody had jogged this trailer and they tore the tires up because they said they had the right equipment, but they didn't have the right hookup. And I'm like, okay, well, I have the same exact hookup, so how is that going to work with my truck if someone else's truck didn't do it? So I go out to the truck and I start researching, and it says you need a brake booster for that, and I don't have one on my truck, nor was I trying to go out and buy one and wire a bunch of shit up at the last minute, you know what I mean? Because that's not what I was told on the phone by the broker. So there's a trailer and hitch sales place right around the corner from the pickup. So I'm like, I call the broker and I let him know the situation, what's going on. So then I run over there to see if that guy has anything that I could use to hook it up, and he comes out and we hook up a bunch of stuff on the truck, and we're testing things out, because he's like, hey, go get that pigtail that you got, that you've pulled them before, and he puts this little plug in there. He's like, yeah, you don't have a 12 volt going to it, so it wouldn't. And that was the RV hookup. He says, so that wouldn't work. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And I'm like, well, I pulled two before and they were fine. I always checked the brakes and they were hot, you know, like they were working after I'd stopped. And then so we're sitting there, and he's basically explaining to me how electric brakes work and that you need a booster and this and that. And he's like, well, you can get a booster that is, you don't have to wire in. And I'm like, okay, well, what I need? And he gets the plug for the truck, and then he gets it for the regular, what it would be a camper hookup. And he's like, yeah, this is what you do. And I said, but this isn't what I'm not working with this. This is going to plug right into the trailer, because then the trailer wouldn't have brakes. So long story short, I go back there, get ready to hook my trailer up to it, and I get out and I'm explaining the situation to this lady, and she's like, we need a tractor trailer. I'm like, lady, this is a tractor trailer, but if I push on the brake, that's air. So where is that sending to the brakes to brake? You know, you need a booster for that. I Googled the stuff up. It said you cannot hook a regular pigtail up to a trailer that has electric brakes and have them work without a booster. So she gets snotty with me, and she kind of waves her hand off and waves me off and is like, well, we need a tractor trailer. I'm like, all right, see ya. So I just called the broker back and let him know I'm not pulling this load, because A, I wouldn't have brakes, and B, I wouldn't be able to get it to move, and I'm not trying to drag trailers. Plus it was 40,000 pounds. It was 3-axle single tires, and it was a mobile lab is what it was, going up to a trade show. So now I'm sitting in Ormond Beach stuck with this hurricane coming. And I did get a hold of my buddy Todd to see what he was up to, and you know, check in with him, see how bad he thinks it's going to be, because I may shoot north to St. Mary's, Georgia, just to avoid anything that could get damaging around here if anything goes, because it looks like it's tracking east, and I can only see 6 hours on my phone of the radar. So it's Thursday at 12 o'clock right now, so I will keep you updated on what's going on. And this may be a sitting at a truck stop during a hurricane video. So stay tuned. Well, it's the next morning. We made her through. No damage from this tree over here. Got pretty windy last night. Walked over and got some food at the Hooligans. Had a couple adult beverages. And just came back and kind of hung out. Did some time lapses of the clouds. Climbed in the back, passed out watching a football game on my tablet. And then next thing you know, woke up at 11:30 because the wind was just a rock in the truck. So, I sat up till about 2 o'clock, went inside, took a shower, came back out, passed out for a little bit, woke up at 6 o'clock this morning. It's like nothing ever happened. On this side, at least. I know the other side of the state got trashed, so that's another situation. So I'll start looking for a load here. I mean, I've already been on the load boards, but nothing's really popping because it's about 7:45. And we'll see what happens, man. There's a load up in Rincon, Georgia that's 200 miles away I could go deliver Saturday. Well, it picks up Saturday at like 7:30 a.m. Then it could be same day delivery or deliver Monday. Just depends what I need to do. But we'll keep on looking for something closer. I don't really feel like bobtailing that far up to go over to Alabama and sweat, if you know what I mean. I'm gonna run through Atlanta, probably pick it up and try to deliver it Monday. That way it could run through Atlanta at night and not have to deal with traffic, if you know what I mean. So we'll see what happens. Glad I was over on this side of the state, and I'm glad I didn't run north. I wanted to go to St. Mary's, Georgia. That's what I was going to. There's a big Flying J up there, pilot up there, sit there, but I just thought it's probably better if I just stay here because of the way the weather was tracking and stuff. And it was a good idea. It was a good idea to just stay here and hang out, because I didn't deal with nothing but some wind. These trash cans got knocked over there right here, but somebody came out and picked them up already, so that's cool. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can find something and keep moving, get me out of the state, and hopefully move north so I can get back home and see my wife one of these days. It'd be nice. Always like to see her. Always miss her when I'm gone. She misses me too. I got off the phone with you shortly. I booked that load in Savannah or Rincon that's going over to Birmingham, Alabama for tomorrow. And so I needed to get up that way, and then I was just sitting there for a while looking on the load boards, and then I found a load over here in Bellevue, Florida, that's going up to actually Savannah. So I don't have to worry about bobtailing all the way up there, which is nice. And I just got to pull back here and figure out what I'm getting and then going up there. But I'm gonna stop right here and use the little Trucker's Porta-John real quick before I go back here, because I do need to take a leak. Come on, hey, pull me a 10-100 real quick, man. What's up, y'all? Let's get out and check out the adventure I'm on right now. Probably the most important load I've ever pulled in my life as a truck driver or with this truck, because I picked this up in Ocala, Florida. Well, it was Bellevue, and it's going up to Savannah because they got smashed. So it's a little 28-foot pup trailer that is a mobile kitchen. Just stopped here in Waldo, Florida to grab a splash real quick, and so I can make it up there, boogie up there. Now, they got hammered, so it's kind of sad, but at least we're doing our part, if you know what I mean. So we're gonna keep on trucking. It's time to go. Oh yeah, I just realized too, this is a truckparkingclub.com location here in Waldo, Florida on 301, south of Baldwin, south of Stark also. So this area right here, you got to pay to park at now. So make sure you come here, you scan that QR code for the truckparkingclub.com and do what you got to do. That way you don't get towed ski. All right, I got to go.
Turn
I just
right
figured
onto
I'd
US 301 south.
get you in there real quick.
Turn.
I'm gonna have to, ain't I? Can't turn left, so what are you gonna do? Well, I'm getting close to my exit here to where I'm getting off to drop this trailer in. The farther north I get towards Savannah, the more carnage I see. Like, I've seen about 100 of these, but this area is a little bit more cluttered up with them. Billboards tore up, road signs tore up, you name it. So it's kind of tore up, man, but we'll see. just picked up a tool trailer from Plant Macintosh, Georgia Pacific trailer. Look at this shit right here. Nobody's even cleaned this up yet. And there's a bunch of shit like this around here. There was no power basically at any of the places in Rincon, so there was really no restaurants open. The ones that were open were completely packed because nobody has power around here. And I went to the Loves because I tried to go to Hardyville, South Carolina, the Pilot, to get a splash and shower, but they were closed and nobody could get in there. And Fuel Mart across the street was completely packed. It was insane. So I called up the Loves. They're like, yeah, we got power, every diesel, blah blah blah. So I go over there, and then it was just so crowded with people trying to get drinks, snacks, food. There was no fresh food whatsoever because everybody was buying it. So I pretty much haven't ate anything real food since Wednesday night when I ate at Hooligans there in Daytona. But Garrett come out and see me and his buddy, and then another guy, gentleman, I believe his name was Kevin, stopped and seen me because he recognized the truck and watches the channel. He's from down here. But yeah, it was kind of a pain in the ass to get into today because the address I got sent me to somebody's house, so I had to call the contact, and then he drop pinned me, and then I pulled over here and grabbed this. Now I'm headed to basically Birmingham, Alabama. I should be there a little after 1, maybe 2-ish. They need the trailer by 3:30
At the
is what
stop
they said.
sign,
But I told the dude, I'm like, man, I haven't ate anything because of the power. He's like, I know, I've been living in a camper with no power the whole time for the last 5 days. I'm like, fucking sucks, dude. But that's Truckin, and picked up the load. I'm on the move. At least when I get over there, I'll be able to do whatever I need to do. And when I told him, you know, about the whole situation, he's like, dude, just take your time. If you need to stop and get some meat, stop and get some meat. It ain't no big deal. I'm like, cool, man. So that's what's up. It's a Kentucky drop deck, 53 footer. And that's what we're working with today. The paint actually matches the truck that's on the side of the trailer, so
take the second exit.
That's cool. Decent looking unit rolling down the road, if you know what I mean. So that's what's up. I'll catch up with you later once I know what I'm doing after I drop this and where I'm going or anything fun like that. Get it into gear. It's still early. And just look at this shit. I've been seeing this stuff for the last probably 20 miles, except this is the worst I've seen out by the road. Those trees are just peeled up. I'm a little bit west of Statesboro, probably 15-20 miles. I think Swinesville or something like that was the last sign I seen. And it's pretty bad, man. They don't have no power around here either. I don't think half the TA sign was ripped off in Statesboro. Yeah, it's pretty devastating, man. These people are going to be in trouble for a while because all these power crews aren't around since they all went down towards Florida and stuff. But there's like, I'm driving by and there's homes and trailer parks on the side of the road, and trees like this are just fucking toppled right over them. So imagine being in one of those and a tree come down on you and you had no clue because you thought you'd be fine. But apparently you're not. Yeah, some of these four-wheelers are about fucking retarded. They see me get over for this car on the side of the road. They just stay in that lane instead of getting over. I don't get it, man. I just text my boy Jesse James to see if he's okay because he lives over on the side of the gorge in Asheville. And you've seen all the stuff that's going on with them, so they're freaking, you know, all that flooding and stuff, taking out major interstates and highways and just flooding down the roads and whatnot. I ain't gonna be able to get over for this guy because there's four-wheelers coming up on me. So I'm gonna ride the line as close as I can. And then they're probably gonna think, this trailer from Bellevue, and I was just like Judas Priest, man, dipping and dodging. I did get out and give the truck a quick horse bath with that bull snot wax this morning, the stacks and the tanks, because they got dirty yesterday when I was going over to pick up the trailer. That emergency disaster services kitchen. Of course, you're in Florida, it's sunny, and then next thing you know, you're running through a heavy rainstorm. It's sunny again, so enough splashed up on my tanks and stacks to get them dirty. So when we were sitting there BSing yesterday, talking to Kevin, I said, look, dude, I said, I'm sorry you had to see the truck dirty like this. I wish you'd have been able to see it clean. And he's like, oh man, no worries. This thing still looks good, even if it's a little dirty. And I'm like, thanks, dude. But yeah, just trucking along. My GPS says I was going to be there around 1. But I don't know if I can do 400 miles in 5 hours. I don't know if this GPS is lying to me sometimes or not, but I mean, I'm going to push it. I was going to stop at Hardee's that was down in a place at a Love's that wasn't too far when I got on at 119 there. But it was 5 miles away in another town. I don't remember what it's called. I tried to call and they were closed. So here comes some electric crews right now moving in. Dispatched to their area. It's crazy to see those guys rolling through and all the equipment they got. Big massive crews going down, and they're going to a certain area, and who knows how long it even take them to fix the stuff, because there's trees just toppled over power lines. And as much woods and wooded area is around here, the amount of stuff they have to go through to get back to where the power lines are down to repair them, not to mention everything's flooded out probably, because these guys were getting rain like it wasn't nobody's business 2 days before that hurricane even hit land. So all the stuff is like swamp ass. But yeah, these trees are just destroyed. Some of these trees are just destroyed. Alright, I'm gonna get off here and quit mumbling. I'm gonna go back to trucking and check on my status and see what time I'm gonna be over there, and we'll catch them. What's going on, y'all? I'm in McCullough, Alabama at the Flying J. I'm south of Birmingham, and I dropped that trailer yesterday and bobtailed over here last night. Looked for a load today, couldn't find nothing, so I figured I'm gonna go get me a generator because my battery pack died on me, and kind of sucked. I didn't want to sit inside all day charging it, so I wanted something anyways, and this is nice. It's only like not even a full gallon it takes, so I spent $1.65 on the gas to put it in there. It's a small one I picked up at Home Depot. Only cost me 350 bucks, and then I got a extension cord with 3 plugs, and I got one of these, but I couldn't get it to work, so I don't know what's up with that. But I just took that one off the bike. I figured if they get stolen, who cares? That was 100 bucks. I'd rather not have the generator get stolen, if you know what I mean. So it's running right now, and I got my battery pack, my Nomad battery charging, and I got the top on inside charging, and it's running. It's charging my phone and running a fan in there right now, so that's nice. And that gas is supposed to last up to 8 hours. I just put it on turtle mode. I did have it on rabbit for a while, so it would run faster, but you can plug 2 things in there, that and a USB, and it has to hook it up to a house or a camper or something, which it came with the plugs, and it's got those little fancy lights on it, so should be alright. I got a strap right here that I'll throw over it when I'm driving, and it's just going to sit on top of the toolbox. And it's not that heavy. It's probably like 25 pounds, maybe 30, if that. So I just point the exhaust to the back. I got a cord hooked up and running over the thing and in the window, so I could roll the window up if I wanted to. And to be honest with you, this winter I wanted to buy it because I thought that'll be nice if I'm parked somewhere and it gets too cold and I need to plug the truck in to be able to start it. I can do that as long as I get that bitch started, which I did give some guy an ether can the other day, and I didn't get it back, so I should probably pick one up just in case I needed to get that thing going. But yeah, it's not too bad of a little setup in here. So if I get stuck somewhere, as long as I can get some gas, I got a bicycle, I can ride and get gas and pretty much put it in a empty bottle after I dry it all up. And that's about all the gas it takes. This is 700 milliliters, 27.3 fluid ounce, about a pint. So 1 pint is what that says. So that's what's going on today. I'm just sitting here. Couldn't really find anything. I did see a couple things, but they were like 250 miles away and whatnot. I'm like, man, I'm really not trying to bobtail 250 miles to go get a load to run it on Sunday. I'd rather have something a little bit closer. Cheap diesel fuel here, it's $2.90, so I got a splash of 50 after I ran up and got that because I was running dangerously low. And then tomorrow morning before I take off, I'll probably get another splash of 50. And we got 100 gallons to run on. I've seen a couple things, but I figure Monday would probably be the best day for me to run, you know, to be able to find something to get out of here. I don't think I can smell that. I might be able to smell that, but I could always move it too if I needed to. That extension cord's 25 feet, so if I didn't want it sitting right there on the back, I could move it back farther or point it away, but it should be alright. You know what I'm saying? Gotta do what you gotta do in times of need. You know, especially since my shit died, but I can get both my battery packs charged up, and that's supposed to run for 8 hours on that little bit of gas, so I'm not complaining too much. For 350 bucks, and I talked about getting one and finally broke down and got it. So what's going on today? I guess I'll update you tomorrow. I'm on ship for internet service, so I can't just get any videos to upload, which kind of sucks. So maybe a couple weeks before you see anything, but I'll try bang them out once I get up at home and get everything downloaded or uploaded, if you will. You know what I mean? Well, I'm in Selma, Alabama. Got me a FEMA load here. I'm on this tarmac. I'm trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go to get this trailer. Monday, 9/30/24. It's 9:36 right now. I'm sitting on a tarmac waiting. There's 13 trucks here. There's 7 trucks up there. When I pulled in at 7:30, there was probably 40 trucks in here. Half were up there, half were back here. And maybe even more than that, because there was a lot of guys waiting in line to get trailers that are sitting there. FEMA trailers going somewhere. There's some containers sitting up there that have meals in them, and I believe that is what I'm going to be getting taken down to Marania, Florida from Selma, Alabama. That's where I'm at, and by far my truck's the coolest one out here. There's a bunch of hunk of junks out here. No offense to anybody that might see this and be out here. But when I called yesterday about this load, the guy said you need a long slide fifth wheel, or fifth, you know, that would slide back. And maybe one of these trucks right there, probably can't see it. He's got one that slid all the way back, or at least close enough to the back. He can slide his back farther, but none of these other guys have fifth wheels that can even slide back to, you know, get under those containers probably. And if they may be tearing up some mud flap hangers, if you know what I mean, but that's their own fault, and that's trucking if you don't pay attention to stuff. Apparently those meals in those containers are only supposed to weigh about 30,000 pounds, so shouldn't be a bad trip. It's like 185 miles down, drop it, grab something else and bring it back, and that's it for today. So be looking for something when I get done, if I ever get out of here. I've been here for over 2 hours now, and it's getting kind of, it's hot, that's for sure, because the sun's beating down and coming right through my window. There's no shade, there's really no wind. I mean, there's shade if you're lined up with those guys, but there was an in spot by a cotton field over there, and I couldn't get in, so I just parked on the end right here and deal with it, if you know what I mean. Slide over the passenger seat if I need to. I'm about to turn the truck off though, because I've been sitting here for long enough, and if I gotta wait for all those guys to be able to leave before we can get our stuff, I may be here until noon or so, and I'm supposed to drop that trailer at 3 is what the guy was saying, but I mean, you can only do what you can do. I'm in their hands right now. Maybe I shouldn't have booked this load and tried to find something else, but I'd rather book a load a day ahead and deal with this shit and get paid than you know, get stuck sitting somewhere and not find a load or have to travel too far. I only had to go 64 miles to come down here to get this, because I was sitting in McCullough, Alabama. So it wasn't too bad of a drive this morning. A little foggy, but that's trucking. So once I finally get this stuff, I'll be rolling. Oh, check that guy's exhaust out if you can see it. The muffler's there, but there's no stack, so he must have a ghost piece that I've never seen before. Cool, right? Yeah. Oh, here comes the car back here. Hopefully he's coming back here to tell us to come and get these. That would be nice, because hurry and wait is what this day is. That's for sure. Well, it's 11:16 and finally just pulled up in this line here. They let us pull up in this line, hooked to a 40-foot container. Don't pull too bad. I mean, I drug it around the corner, if you know what I mean, to get in this line. We was sitting right over there where that blue truck is at. He must be having some problems or something. Not sure. Don't know what to say, but oh, this paperwork process seems to take forever. So maybe if I'm lucky, I'll be out of here by 1. I don't know. I guess it's what it is, man. It's just what it is. That's trucking. Not sure I'll do something like this, but I will do a quick drop and hook if there's something like that comes up. I just need to find something to get back north. That would be nice. You know what I mean? Well, I'm finally leaving 1:45 after being there at 7:30. Thankfully, I only have to drop this and I don't have to come back, or else I'd have been kind of shitty, because apparently these people leave at 3:30, and since they messed my paperwork up, I had to sit there for about an extra hour, seemed like, but it's what it is. That's trucking, man, especially on your birthday. But I mean, it could be a lot worse. At least I'm making money, and I'm only going 184 miles, so I'm not going to complain about the rate. 1,000 divided by 184 equals, I don't know, not bad, not bad at all. So I guess I'll start looking for something once I get down there for tomorrow, or later on this afternoon. But at least I know the area. I know where I can go, what's available, things of that nature. Restaurants, truck stops, blah, 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 because I've been down there before. So that's what's up. Back to trucking. Little container. Oh, she bounced. 30,000 is what they got this thing rated at, and
half a mile, turn left onto Industrial Drive.
It's a 45-foot container, and the axles are all the way to the back, so everything's coming straight to the ass end of the truck. So I had the fifth wheel slid back a little bit, but I slid it back forward because I definitely don't need all the weight on that back axle. I don't want to be tearing my springs up, if you know what I mean, because the way this thing is. So we'll see when I get there, I suppose. Oh man, just look at that. Currently at the Walmart's parking lot in Jacksonville off 295. Stopped the truck after running today. I moved a carnival ride. Well, it was the generators from Columbus, Georgia. After I dropped the container with the meals in it for the Army, or the FEMA base camp is what it was basically. It was just a staging camp for the people to, you know, with equipment that getting ready to go into the areas that were affected, which I was shocked there was that many people sitting there and just kind of hanging out. There was all kinds of different trailers there, people with trucks and trailers just sitting there, basically parked waiting for them to tell them to go. So I stop here, I run inside, I grab a few things, run over to Jersey Mike's, I grab a few things. I'm supposed to go back to the church where I dropped the generators at and move some rides around for the gentleman that I took the generators over there for. But when I went to start my truck after I got my Jersey Mike's to go over there, it wouldn't start. So I thought, and the starter was just clicking, so I figured it was either I burnt the starter up because I left the truck idle for too long yesterday when I was getting that SEMA load, or the parallel switch was stuck open, which is a possibility because I started checking all the wires. I thought maybe there was a broken wire. So I weaseled my way up in there and I looked at all the wires and the connections, and they were all good. So then I went over on the battery or the starter side and did the same thing. They were all good. So I got the ohm meter out and I started testing things out. Well, there was no 12 volts to the starter, and the parallel switch back end didn't have any 12 volts. So I knew that it was stuck open. So I just swapped it out really quick. I checked it with the ohm meter. Everything seems to be good. So now I'm going to jump in the truck and try to fire it up. So I can get it running, the air bill back up here. Yeah, Garrett noticed, he says, points that out the other day, like, you got an exhaust leak. I'm like, yeah, dude, I know everything that's going on with this truck usually, so it's what it is. That generator sitting right back here like that. It's pretty nice, huh? A little lock on that so nobody can take it. A little lock on my bike. I don't know why anybody would want to take that motherfucker. You know, goddamn seat on this shit. You gonna work riding off on that. No pegs either, so can't take your fat woman with you, if you know what I mean. Yeah, there's no grease on these gloves. I was climbing under there and I got a little bit of grease, but yeah, basically threw all my shit out here. And of course I park right here along the bush, in the bush. So hopefully this will do the trick. And boom, shakalaka. Boom shakalaka. My wife will be happy. Now all I gotta do is put all my shit back so I can go to the truck stop and maybe take a shower. Give me a couple buckies, if you know what I mean. Well, I'll tell you what, folks, I've had a hell of a last 2 days with this truck acting funny. I just got done dropping this here. I'll show you a picture real quick. My cell phone. It is like a mobile office unit that it's for Geico. They're down in St. Petersburg. I'm right by the Tampa Bay's stadium. God, what is it? It's the Tropicana Stadium that they play in. There's a bunch of stuff from the storm set up just a block down, and basically for the recovery, for the relief around here. And they're going around for like the insurance adjusters checking on stuff. And I'm sitting there dropping that trailer, and this thing is like, it's super warm down here. It is currently 82. It's 88, and it feels like, let's see what it feels like here. Oh, let's see, hourly. It's 89. Let's go home. Feels like 97. So I come down on this road right here, Alpha getting off 275. I go down a block, I turn right, and then there's a little parking lot that I was supposed to go to that the guy that I was following, well, actually he followed me. It was a hydraulic landing gear. That's how it was set up. It was normal fifth wheel and shit like that. So I had to slide the fifth wheel all the way back to get under it because it had 2 air conditioning barred units right there in the front. So they were probably right here on this. I had plenty of room. I didn't hit nothing. I was fine with that. But he followed me over, and then he comes down here because there was somebody sitting here. This isn't the lot we were supposed to go into. We were supposed to go into one over there. So I had it right between these poles right here. You can see my lines right here where I had to turn around, back up. So I take off down the road, and that guy's just itching his crotch over there watching me. I take off down the road and I go over there and I pull in the lot. It's super tight. I'm on the road, I pull in, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, oh no, the steps are on this side. We need you to back out and turn around and try to jackknife it. I said, dude, there's not enough room. This parking lot is way too small. So I end up backing out, going on the road, the main road here, backing up and then pulling back and then backing in the trailer in to get it where it needed to go. Long story short, the truck was overheating while it was getting super warm, and for some odd reason something was shorting out the breaker, and the breaker kept on kicking off for the voltage gauge, the radio, and I'm not sure what was going on, but I did just change that parallel switch yesterday. I just think it got too hot, and sometimes these things are old and that's just kind of the stuff that happens. So I end up swapping the breaker out. Luckily I had a 30 amp. I tried to put it on with another one, but I couldn't, so I just swapped out the breaker. But I need to take a break, man. I've been killing it the last few days. I'm actually going to probably look for a load, but I don't know if I'm going to necessarily run one. I'm going to run up to Treasure Island and go park at the public parking and actually go to the beach, because I need some motion time. I need to reflect. I need to thank the truck for getting me down this far and doing everything that it's done so far. And you know, one of those things, and then I'll find a load probably for tomorrow. I'll just cruise over to Tampa to where I always stay at that Flying J probably later on, unless I find something around here that needs to go today. I may jump on it, I don't know yet. I just need some time. I need to get this thing fired back up. It's just sitting here. It's not overheating or nothing like that to where it's gonna shut itself down, and it was running fine. I just was losing the voltage. That breaker kept on kicking off, and then it kicked back on and it barely go up. But now when I put it on there and I turn the key on, I've got 10 volts, because before, or I mean, it says 10 volts, but that's just what the starting point is when you kick the key over. Before, it wouldn't even go. So thankfully, when I had blown that this guy out right here, I had bought this one, but it was the wrong one because it didn't have the spades on here. So I end up I had this one in my box back there, so I ended up swapping this one out. This is a 30 amp. It was a 20 amp original, so hopefully it'll be okay. Since it's more amps, I guess I'll just keep my eye on it, and probably get to an auto parts store and pick up a couple more of those. That way I have them on me. But man, that was I dropped the generators yesterday that I pulled from Columbus, Georgia down to Jacksonville. I went over to the Walmarts. I had the issue with the parallel switch staying open, and then I end up, as soon as I got the truck started, I stepped out to have a smoke, and I was sitting there replying to some comments on YouTube. Then I was like, fuck this, I'm gonna go and look for a load to see if there's anything on the load boards. And luckily I'd found this load from Lakeland, Florida over to St. Petersburg. So I called about it because they said they needed a long slide fifth wheel. So I called about it, talked to this gal named Corey, and hooked that up with her, did all the carrier packet and shit like that, and ran over to Baldwin real quick and took a shower, and then I slid down to Lakeland and stayed at a Walmart's last night. And then it was like 15 miles to where I picked up the trailer at the Geico headquarters in Lakeland, and then I brought it down here. The guy that followed me over and two other people that are kind of set up the trailer and stuff like that are in charge of that, followed me down, and then I just dropped it, and then I was having those issues. So I just literally pulled around the block to make sure I called the broker to where I would get paid and everything was cool and kosher. That way if I needed to go back and get something signed or anything like that, I could. But it's hot, man. It's hot down here. I'm ready to just take a break and relax. I'm sorry I haven't been shooting a ton of footage on everything that I'm doing, but I'm so busy trying to manage everything that's going on, do everything myself, running ragged with these relief loads and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm sitting forever, like I sat for 5 hours plus at the tarmac with that container full of meals. So it's just one of them things where if I get to it, I get to it. If I don't, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? If you don't like it, go truck yourself. But at this point in time, I could care less if I'm shooting footage or not. I'll do what I can to get the best thing into you. So if you get clips and stuff like that, it's just what it is. But it's I'm out here hustling and grinding. I made some good money the last few days. So, and not to mention, I get over to Columbus to get that trailer. Inside of the tire blows out on the guy when he's filling it up because it was flat and somebody had drug it in there and it wore the sidewall down. So the guy's sitting there filling the tire up, and next thing you know, that it blows out. So that was freaky. And then I had to stay overnight in Columbus. Then I had to wait until 10:30, 10:45 in the morning to be able to leave. So then by the time I got up to Jacksonville, or down to Jacksonville, it was like 4 o'clock. So I just ran over to Walmart, got some food and stuff, and then, you know, parallel switch happened. But I mean, it's just a non-stop go. So I'm ready to take a break and have a day off or something. But I would like to find something going back north. That way I can go up and see my wife. I got things to do. I got to do my IFTA. I've got to file my UCR, and I need to get my tags renewed for my car because I forgot to before I left, since my birthday was Monday. So they're expired and she can't go anywhere. But that's trucking, man. Do what I got to do to help people. I just can't help everybody, and if I can't help you, if you can't help yourself, don't ever forget that. So this is it. I'm done for this video. Hopefully you guys like, share, subscribe, comment. Don't really care what you say. If you say something stupid to me, I'm gonna say something stupid back to you, because that's just the kind of guy I am. And we don't take no shit, because half the people that are talking shit couldn't even do what I'm doing. So until the next time, you know what we say, we will see ya. All the ground is fucked up. It's kind of a mess. Holy shit. Wow.
In half a mile, turn left onto 104th Avenue. Turn left onto 104th Avenue. In half a mile, the destination is on your left, Treasure Island Beach.
Wow. My God. This is fucking nuts. Just a small sample of what I'm seeing down here at Treasure Island. Right about a mile back it started being like this, so it's kind of messed up. Hopefully I can get over there and pull in there apart. I don't know, it may be closed. Might not be able to. Yep, it's closed. Fuck, we have to pull in here. Walk over, you know what I mean? Let's see. Oh, yeah, I can get out that way. All fucking closed. Don't know. All this area is tore up bad. We got all this restoration shit. the beds and shit are sitting out. And it's a hot ass mess. Like people's houses, all their shit that's inside is basically sitting out by the curb, like getting ready to be thrown away. All these hotels and shit, that's how they all are. I need to just whip into one of them up in park. All the lights are out. I don't think there's any power either, so I don't even know if I'd be able to get down to the beach, but yeah, check that out. This shit's fucking insane, man. Construction zone. I don't know how to get back over there. We'll get to that fucking parking lot. Holy shit. Right in there. Pretty much. I'll park the truck over there under them pine trees. This is that restaurant we came to. We couldn't eat at because it was too busy. Just look at that. Insanity. I'm gonna walk down here though. Well, I made it down to the beach. That's a pier that's all sunk in. We took some pictures for Little Miss Muffet on. We were down here for her birthday. There's just all kinds of debris and stuff and trash all over the place. It looks like a treasure chest. I'm gonna have to go check that out. Right over there. Yeah, look at this crap. It's all over. For some sand dollars while I'm here, I just talked to some gal. She was fishing and just got done. And we sat there and BS for a while. So, yeah, it's kind of a mess. Everything's just completely trashed. And she says this is the busy season for them now. Everybody should be coming down. But there's no way anything like that could happen. The public beach and everything was closed. So pretty much they're just going through and getting everything out of the places so they can start restoring them and whatnot. And that trailer, you know, I brought in for Geico so they could do their insurance stuff. Well, it's definitely not a treasure chest. So yeah, it's pretty devastating, if you know what I mean. I'm just gonna walk down, look for some shells, and then get in the water and float a little bit. She says it's real nice and warm, so I can believe that. Yeah, this is nuts. Just nuts here. Never know what you're gonna find going through this stuff. Check out this guy right here. See that pole? Fucking hit that pole earlier and blew his tire out. Sitting out in the truck talking to Kim. Next you know, we all heard a boom. And this is what he did right there on that pole. How dumb are you to hit that pole and do that? You didn't have to file a report with your company and the pilots or Flying J's. Come on, people. Get your shit together. Daddy's over here in this lineup. Hanging out. Just walked to a Cracker Barrel and ate. About to pass out now. Because you know they serve beer and had a couple buckies, so that's what's up.